Oh, there's one more thing.
Boom! What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. Y'all don't see the title of the video. This is another request. This one is Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog. Death battle. Anyway, this was a request. Hope you guys enjoy this one with me. And let's get it. Boom!
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Shady Rays. Scooby-Doo, the miraculous mutt from Mystery Incorporated.
Courage, the cowardly dog, straight out of nowhere.
Both of them are cowards, though. They just run,
Best
babe.
friend, the dog. No animal companion has stood by humanity's side as long or as loyally.
Even, and maybe especially, these two yellow-bellied, lily-livered scaredy cats. Or dogs. He's with
Both of them to see if we can
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
Throughout the ages, countless philosophers have posited the same question time and time again.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
Pretty much everywhere. From cartoons to comics, from video games to board games, from live theater
To the most incredible major motion picture of all time, he's the greatest Dane since Hamlet.
But his monumental presence in popular culture belies his humble origins.
That was good, though. I ain't like
Mumsy and Dada-Doo.
Scooby-Doo was good. I'm gonna say Courage. Courage is awesome,
Dude's
too.
really what it used to be ever since they moved all those manufacturing jobs to Bangladesh.
The young Scoobert was adopted by the Rogers family and their prodigal gluttonous son, Norville, better known by his friends as Shaggy.
Those friends being Velma Dinkley, Daphne Blake, Fred Jones, and sometimes...
With their powers combined, they are Mystery Incorporated, a cadre of snot-nosed teenagers traveling the Nixon-era United States in a cushed-up Volkswagen, foiling seemingly paranormal crimes and unmasking corrupt authority figures.
All of whom definitely would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids and their dog.
Scooby is indispensable in Mystery Inc. investigations. Great Danes were bred by 17th century German nobility to hunt bear, boar, and deer, which means he's a master tracker. Scooby's super sniffer nose can root out the bad guys no matter how well hidden.
They were called Kamerhunda, or chamber dogs, because they stay in their prince's chambers and protect them from assassins.
Oh.
Such brave, fearless doggos.
Too bad for Shaggy and the gang. The apple didn't just fall far from the tree. It defied the laws of Newtonian physics and rocketed into space at the speed of light. Because Scooby is an absolute coward.
He's terrified of his own shadow and constantly anxious about everything imaginable.
What?
And his only motivation is his delicious Scooby snack.
Which makes it so baffling that he's actually kind of a badass.
Scooby's a master of the dupe, a classic technique of cartoon tricksters.
Sometimes called the power of positive assertion. Scooby flexes his mastery of disguise to fool would-be attackers, like seducing zombies as a belly dancer, or tricking a jester into entering an existential crisis.
This man was so thoroughly convinced to rethink his entire life, he went all the way home and got into bed before realizing he'd been fooled.
Obviously, these disguises shouldn't work at all, but Scooby's just so supernaturally talented, they just do. See, this is a perfect example. No one in their right mind would think that that's anyone but Boomstick in an awful wig and makeup.
That's my mom.
Wow. That's his mom, mate.
If those disguises sound completely impossible, that's because they are. You might have thought of the Scooby-Doo series as being pretty grounded with all its men and masks, but then one day, the mask did not come
But I
off.
love this one, mate. This was good. Time again.
The monsters started being real, and Scooby became just as bonkers to match. Like, remember those Scooby snacks? They started to give him a physical boost in strength, kind of like Popeye's spinach.
That's nothing. Shaggy's brilliant uncle, Albert Shackelford, upgraded those snacks with nanite technology, giving them a variety of different effects. Everything from invisibility, robotic armor, force field, super intelligence, and Panther!
Yeah, nanomachines, dog! And we're just getting started. He can stretch and squash his body any way he likes, even duplicating himself or regenerating from damage.
Like being chopped into pieces, crumbling into dust, or just blowing up.
His soul was literally
scared out of his body, and both his body and soul kept going at the same time. That doesn't make sense. He can appear in multiple places at once, ignore the laws of gravity, rewind time with his time scepter or super speed, draw things into existence, and mess with the plot of his own show. Things getting a little too spooky for him?
I don't remember most of this stuff, but
He's also got weapons like the Super Spooker 3000, a gun that instills fear into the hearts of man. And no, not like an actual gun, it literally shoots fear. Or the Chest of Demons, an ark containing 13 monstrous ghosts. Ghosts! Should you be trapped within its grasp, your body and soul will be imprisoned in everlasting torment in this heretofore undiscovered 10th circle of hell. Neat! Scooby-Doo has dodged laser beams and electromagnetic waves, survived being at the epicenter of an explosion that blew up time, and successfully performed the Zabriskie Triangle with Shaggy and Maddie Ziegler. The Zabriskie Triangle is a dance so unbelievably dangerous that even imperfect executions have caused widespread destruction. When performed perfectly, it was so beautiful it literally lit up the entire universe and blew up the enormous snow globe containing it. It makes sense if you watch the show. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It doesn't. Taking this literally, we can measure the volume of the broken glass compared to the size of our entire cosmos within it. In order to shatter what is essentially an enormous glass superstructure, each dancer would have to be generating enough energy to destroy our universe 11 quintillion times over. That's right. Maddie Ziegler is a universe buster. With Scooby-Doo as their nigh omnipotent mascot, Mystery Incorporated has saved the world from alien invasions, wielded the power of a yellow lantern ring, and was even made a member of the Mystery Analysts of Gotham by Batman himself. Yes, Batman, the world's greatest detective, recognizes Scooby's skills, even facing down and defeating the evil entity, an eldritch dark god, and surviving its death, which rewrote all of reality. Yeah, you know, the talking dog that crossed over with the Harlem Globetrotters and Don Knotts defeated Satan. No biggie. Wow. So, where is Scooby-Doo? He's solving mysteries and saving the world with his found family.
That is crazy, man. I didn't know.
Wait, what?
Huh?
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show.
I love the show
Courage,
too. This
the
is
Cowardly
really good.
Dog. Abandoned as a pup, he was found by Muriel, who lives in the middle of nowhere with her husband.
Muriel.
But creepy stuff happens in nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his
really
new
good,
home. Stupid Wiz, you made me look bad. Ooga booga booga! You're breathing on me. Get away. Sorry. But who wouldn't be excited for one of animation's mightiest mutts? Courage is an adorable pink beagle with a heart of gold and an undying love for his doting Scottish mistress. Beagles are hair hunters with intense separation anxiety, excellent senses of smell, and a set of lungs that'll knock your socks off. All of which fits Courage to a T, especially the howling part. To be fair, Courage has a lot to howl about. Nowhere USA is a magnet for interdimensional weirdness, attracting some of the strangest freaks in the world.
Yes,
like master criminals, cats and whack, mattress demons, mummies, werewolves, mad scientists, gods and goddesses, aliens, robots, alien robots, this chicken, the king of Blonde, and of course the United States government. And poor Courage is absolutely terrified of all of it. But his devotion to Muriel means he'll always step up and fight the good fight. Good thing he's kind of a genius. He's a brilliant engineer capable of whipping up the most devious of traps almost instantly. And he's got an unending supply of tools at his disposal. Everything from his trusty mallets to grappling hooks, ray guns, flamethrowers, chainsaws, bombs, beagle-sized cannons, yo-yos, a mind control helmet, vampire hunting gear, and the God Bone. An ancient artifact that is completely irresistible to any mortal dog, forcing them to lick it until they die. Except for Courage, of course. I guess if you have the willpower to stare down a gigantic purple foot mobster, you can resist even the most delicious of treats. And he can pull all of this stuff out of his ass anytime he wants. He always has exactly what he needs. All thanks to his computer named Computer. A sentient
Yeah,
desktop which knows
computer.
almost anything and everything, even if he has a bit of an attitude about it.
Which means he's always prepared, especially when he can shapeshift his body into literally anything he can think of.
From inanimate objects to monsters to different animation mediums entirely. Courage usually uses this as a form of charades to communicate with others, but
Yeah.
don't get it twisted. These aren't just visual animation gags. His body is actually shapeshifting.
Courage's
Really?
body is a canvas upon which his imagination runs wild. He can stretch to crazy lengths, shrink to microscopic sizes, turn invisible, appear anywhere he wants, or duplicate himself.
He's also effectively immune to damage. Oh, he still feels pain, but apparently his sheer terror overrides it.
Like the times he tore himself in half or turned himself fully inside out. The dude somehow vaporized his entire body completely without even ash remaining, and he just popped
Brought
back
back up.
good as new.
Classic cartoon shenanigans.
Yeah,
but
that's what I
technically
said.
anatomically
This thought it
correct.
was-
Until it isn't. Courage can create objects from his imagination and often breaks the fourth wall, directly addressing the audience.
Now, you would think being an impossible to kill force of nature would boost his confidence a bit, but isn't that what anxiety does to you? It undermines your sense of self-worth and magnifies the problems around you.
Hey, he looks stressed
but
though.
Courage is also fighting
Oh,
gods just as powerful as himself. Like this enormous alien which could spike meteors so hard it spun the Earth 1,000 years into the future. That's crazy.
Then Courage got shot out of a cannon that punched him through the moon, only to get slapped by that same alien and sent crashing back to the planet. And he was fine.
Courage is strong enough to physically patch up holes in the ozone layer, hold stars in his hands, and scream so loud he shattered the sun.
A scream like that would be like getting hit with over 100 septillion hydrogen bombs all at once, which is, you know, a lot.
And keep in mind,
That's a
the
lot.
sound waves of his scream would have had to travel through the near vacuum of space. Basically, a complete scientific impossibility.
Next time you replace my beers in the fridge with LaCroix, I'm getting my boy Jack Spaniels to blow up the sun. You've been warned.
That's not all. One time he operated a Peloton controlling a UFO and pedaled it fast enough to fly past Saturn, enter hyperspace, and cross the Milky Way galaxy.
Though Courage's greatest challenge came from inside his very home. A monster who tortures his poor pooch every single day. A depraved, psychotic motherfucker. The true prince of darkness. The goon history. Eustace.
He even collected all of Courage's greatest foes like a legion
Gotta
of
do
doom,
it.
all to
What's wrong with
mercilessly
this
beat
boy,
Courage
wait?
to a pulp in a game of dodgeball.
He gives all rednecks a bad name, Wiz. I want to end him. Low.
Okay. Well, Courage's accumulated PTSD always held him back until he met a kindred spirit, another cowardly monster hunting hound, Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Together, they discover the source of Nowhere's weirdness.
I've never
a
seen that
dark
crossover,
matter
but I ain't
meteor
gonna
that
lie.
controlled reality itself.
Originally, the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs,
Yeah.
its dark matter can rewrite the laws of physics, control minds, and turn Courage into a giant kaiju.
Taking the meteor for himself, Courage finally faced his fears, defeating this cicada queen goddess thing and saving his family once and for all. Yes, even Eustace.
Shit!
So let that be a lesson to any who would encroach upon the bag's humble farm. It has a protector.
He may be small, and he may be scared, but standing up to our fears is what makes us brave in the first place. That's why his name is Courage.
I did not know all that about him. I just thought it was just, you know, cartoon gimmicks and stuff like
Are you
that.
excited for the season?
I just anyway, y'all go and support. Y'all go and support.
Healthy
Raising
no risk when you
exclude
polarized sunglasses.
1,000 people.
The data through all. All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for
For
a
a
dog
death
battle! Oh, God, when I say it like that, it sounds...
Death battle, baby. I prefer that. Not a dog battle. Alright, let's see. I don't know. Because both of them look like they can do similar things. I'm about to say, like, are they even gonna fight though? Oh, they gotta survive together. Yeah. Yeah. So one of y'all gotta face it off if it coming. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, there's one more thing.
That was stupid, man. Computer.
How to defeat a great day with a speech you read in the day? You twit.
Oh, flap. You gonna let him lick the
love
dog?
their bones, don't they?
Yeah. Scooby snacks, bro.
Scooby bad.
Yeah.
My name is Chad James. But it's not.
It's not. That's what I about to say. Ah, flap. Oh, you dead, bro. You dead. He's supposed to die. Holy shit, man. Yeah. They really can't beat each other though. I ain't gonna lie.
Stupid dogs, you made me look bad. What's that? Well, ow.
Ooh, finally dead. This just can't beat each other.
I hate that stupid dog.
You still alive?
Wait, what? Who won?
Wiz, as happy as I am to
Dude.
avoid on-screen dog murder,
can't beat each other.
wasn't one of them supposed to die?
Not since the Great North Central Singularity event of 2015 have we had a result like this. It can't end like this, right?
Even with Courage's insane cosmic feats, you'd think the Zabrinsky Triangle would be enough to seal the deal. But both pooches could regenerate from basically any kind of physical damage.
Both were incredibly smart in
Yeah,
different ways.
in different
Scooby
ways.
was more of a trickster with his dupes, while Courage was a scheming genius. Computer could have given Courage the edge if not for their canon crossover, where it failed to have solid information on Scooby and the gang.
So
Yeah.
I guess it came down to their unique abilities. And for 90% of their arsenals, they were evenly matched. Transmutation, mind control, you get it. They're tunes with basically anything, except for the Chest of Demons and the Dark Matter Meteor.
Sure, the chest
I
could
thought when he ate that bone, he's supposed to be
trap
dead.
Courage, but he'd always be able to escape and destroy it with the dark matter meteor.
But Scooby could repair the damage by reversing time and then trap him again.
And then Courage would break out again. You know where this is going.
Ultimately, this battle between man's best
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
would never
Oh,
end.
that is fun anyway.
This is a death battle. Somebody has to die.
Someone did, Wiz.
No, he
Someone
didn't.
did.
Because he talked at the end.
Did they tell you that you're kind of scary sometimes?
That is
I
cool.
don't like dog killers.
Scooby and Courage were incredibly tough opponents that could go blow for blow for blow. They were smart, powerful, and incredibly broken.
Doggone it, Wiz. I guess you could say Eustace had one hell of a rough day. I shih tzu not. Oh, whew, those were powerful.
Stop. This battle is a draw.
Draw. That's what it is. Yeah, man.
Hi, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz. Thank you so much for watching. We are about to announce the
Oh, you're the
next
voice of Wiz.
episode,
Okay.
but before we do that, if you're not a Death Metal
They
member
got
yet, click the
they got Stitch versus Rocket Raccoon. That's crazy, babe. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, this was a flicking. This was a request. That was good. I love it. I didn't know that about them. I just thought it was like a bunch of cartoon gimmicks and stuff like that. But anyway, that was really, really good. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. On to the next one. Boom.